Hello everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls. Last time, we did a whole bunch of stuff. I believe we talked to the sun guy down here. We recently fought some dragons, done a whole bunch of stuff. So, at the end of this bridge, this end of the bridge that we're on right now, over here, we opened a door. There's a very long ladder. So we're going to go down here and explore a new area that we haven't been to yet. Isn't that exciting? Let's see. Try heading up this way first. Ooh, I hear a couple guys walking around. So here's a door that we can open. This is actually a shortcut to, or from, an area that we haven't been to yet. I'm just opening this all... I'm going to deal with a couple of these guys so they don't become problems for us later. Awesome, 2 for 1. Gonna watch a bloodstain here. I love these phantoms. Okay. Note to self, try not to fall off. Now that we have that open, I don't think we're going to be making too much use of that shortcut. Kind of doing things a little bit out of order. That's where we came in from. We're going to go down here. We're going to explore the lower undead bird. Oh, I hate these dogs. Ooh. These dogs are very, very dangerous if you don't really know how to deal with them. They can very easily take out low-level characters. You'll notice there's bleed damage building up on the bottom there. Ooh, that was close. I'm going to use a heal spell there since we're safe for the moment. Yeah, so those dogs can do bleed damage. There will be... Oh, hooray, that person did it. Oh, and I can't read that one. Wait. Wait. I saw it. There we go. Fall ahead. That's fantastic. Yeah, so there's going to be
Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
Ooh. There's going to be other creatures. There's going to be some thief hollows down here, and they can cause, I believe, bleed damage as well. They're pretty nasty. So, and our master key won't unlock that door, so we got to see if we can find a key, a way to unlock a door and free that guy. Somebody is trapped in there. Oh, this looks intimidating. Key with these fire guys is not to get impatient, try to take on one at a time. When they do that runny, flaily thing that we saw the first one do, that can drain your stamina bar very, very quickly and leave you vulnerable to attacks, so... Ooh, and you can get lit on fire if you're not careful. Luckily, we took all 3 of them out there with that one hit. Twin Humanity is a fantastic item. It'll give us 2 humanity instead of just 1. That's a very good thing to have. I'm actually going to heal up again before we progress. Gotta be careful. I think there might be more of those dogs around here. I really don't like fighting those dogs. Oh boy. These bandits are also nasty because they can backstab you if you're not careful. Oh boy. I believe they can parry as well. That one on the left there looks like he's in a parry stance. 2 hits to take these guys out. That's not that bad. Yeah, these guys are very nimble. You can very easily get overwhelmed by them if you're not careful. Mail Breaker, interesting. I believe that's another dexterity-based weapon that we're not going to be using. Nothing in there. Nothing in that one either. That's a shame. If I remember correctly, I believe there's going to be a... Be wary of front. Yeah, there's a dog all the way down there. Looks like he saw us and he's on his way. Slowly but surely. Yeah. These dogs are not terribly quick at dodging to the side or rotating to the side, so if you strafe around them like I did, they're fairly easy to take out one-on-one. Awesome, more thieves. Whew. Alright. That could have gone much worse. Let's check out these newly open houses, see if there's anything else in here for us. There we go. Awesome. Looks like a whole bunch of thief armor. May or may not be better than our current stuff. Oh, that's another dog. That was almost really bad. 2 hits to take out the dogs. So through this fog door, there's going to be another boss. It's actually... The Capra Demon is in there, and the Capra Demon is considered one of the toughest bosses to fight in the entire game. Mostly because he hits like a truck, and he's very, very difficult to dodge because you're in a very, very tiny area. Don't even have to read the sign to know that there's an ambush here. Oh yes, these bandits can also throw darts or knives. They throw something at you, so that's another reason to be wary of them. All in all, they're very nasty creatures. Alright, and all of this looks good. Alright, so that door is locked. We can't go through there yet. You get the key to go into that door after you beat the Capra Demon boss. And that will lead to the sewers, and then eventually to Blighttown. But luckily, we have another way to get to Blighttown. It was close. Alright. Awesome. I'm just going to explore this way a little bit. Aha.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss?
Fantastic.
Your souls.
So this is the moss merchant. She's a little nutty, starting to go hollow, if you can't tell by the cackling laughter of hers. So she sells moss. Moss is going to be very, very, very useful to have where we're going next, so... Oof. I would like to have some more of the blooming purple moss clumps. Throwing knives, charcoal resin. She sells all sorts of fantastic stuff. This is also, I believe, one of the only places in the game where you can buy Homeward Bones. Homeward Bones will teleport you back to the previous bonfire that you rested at. Purging Stone, very, very nice to have, and unbelievably expensive. 6,000 souls for one of these. Curse is one of the worst status effects in the game. Hopefully I don't have to talk about that much more. Basically, when you get cursed, it kills you. Same thing as poison. You'll get a little bar that fills up on the bottom. When you get cursed, it kills you instantly, and when you revive, you permanently only have half of your maximum HP until you remove the curse. And you can get cursed repeatedly, so you can get down to a quarter of your maximum HP, I believe. I don't know how far it goes, but you can get down to having very, very, very little HP, which basically can screw you completely in this game. And then I'm going to spend Oh. I guess I'm going to spend most of the rest of my souls and buy 5 moss clumps. Really going to need to keep... Oh, and then the other thing she sells is arrows. So, arrows and bolts for crossbows and bows.
Drat, what a humdrum lass you are.
I did buy your stuff. Knock it off. Alright, so we're going to want moss. And I'm going to go ahead and just equip it now before I forget. We don't need fire bombs. I'm not planning on using those. So, moss clumps. And I think I'm going to have the blooming purple moss clump equipped just in case I get hit with toxic. So I can cycle through those pretty quickly. Toxic is just a worse form of poison. It's harder to remove. You typically have less resistance to it. All around, not a very good thing to have happen to you. Alright, so ran through here, unlocked this gate, so the merchant and the Capra demon and everything that we were just exploring is down that way. We keep coming this way, however. Yep, back to Firelink Shrine. So this is just another shortcut back to Firelink Shrine. If we go down here and to the left, so normally that gate is closed and it can only be opened from the side we just came from. If you go back here and to the left, this is actually kind of the intended path for the game. So that's kind of the first area that you're supposed to go to. But we're hitting things out of order because out of order is way more fun. So, yep. Back to Firelink Shrine. Gonna deal with some of these guys really quick. Awesome. And then take this guy out, or miss him entirely. That worked, though. Ooh, a short sword. Alright, so we're going to go down here and rest at Firelink Shrine really quickly. And then we're off to our next big area, which is Blighttown. Blighttown is next on our list because there are creatures there that have a pretty good chance of dropping the green Titanite shards that we need in order to forge a divine weapon. And I would really, really like to have some divine weapons in our arsenal. That'll actually open up the number of places that we can go to. So if you recall, if we go back down here to the new Londo Ruins, where the nasty ghost creatures are, there was a gate that we opened, much like this one, that took us back, it took us out to the Valley of the Drakes, and then in the Valley of the Drakes there was a little tunnel that I didn't ever really take, didn't really show off. That'll take us to Blighttown. So that is where we are headed. These guys will not attack you unless you attack them first. They're not worth much in the way of souls, so just gonna ignore them now. Yep, so out here. Valley of Drakes. And then through this tunnel, this will take us to Blighttown, which is just a fantastically named area. It sounds like a great place for a vacation home. Blighttown. Oh, I don't want to fight two of these guys at once. We really need to work on getting an offensive spell. Some sort of ranged attack. That would be the best. Come on. These guys are fairly tough to take down. They have a lot of HP, and their attacks are a little weird until you get used to them. They're usually pretty easy to backstab, though. If you don't get caught up on the geometry of the world like that. Oh, and their attacks hit really hard, too, by the way. You didn't see how much stamina that drained. Like I said, they're pretty easy to backstab. They have a ton of HP, so they're going to take a lot of hits to kill. Oh boy. Man, are you kidding me? And they like to roar a lot, too. They leave themselves wide open for their attacks. Alright. Oh, and they do poison damage. Forgot to mention that. Oh, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Wrong button. Oh well. Yeah, they almost always drop dung pies when they die. Occasionally they can drop that giant club that they're using as a weapon, which is a pretty decent blunt weapon. It does have the poison damage effect, so we could run around and poison enemies too if we wanted. Unfortunately, it requires a pretty high strength to use, so it's not something that I am after or really care about with this character. Ooh, double swing. Come on, are you not dead yet? Jeez. Yeah, these guys have a ton of HP. Alright, and welcome to Blighttown. So, we're gonna work our way all the way down there into the nasty, swampy mess. Apologies in advance if there are any frame rate problems. Blighttown is not known for having a very good frame rate. There are actually a lot of issues, because there's a huge area for it to render here. And yeah, Xbox has a little bit of a problem with this. So we just got a key from that chest. The key would actually let us go open that gate that we opened way, way, way back in like the first or second video. So you could escape this. So you would actually, this is actually an exit from Blighttown if you don't have the master key. Yeah. So this area it's a bit of a maze. It's very vertical. The part of Blighttown is very vertical. There are a lot of nasty, poisonous bugs and things. You see those mosquitoes there flying at us. These guys are really, really nasty. They're easy to kill. They are infinitely spawning, though. And they are tough to hit. Oh boy. These spiders are really, really nasty. They breathe fire. They're pretty tough to kill with a mace, apparently. I've never really used maces before, by the way, so I'm having a little bit of trouble getting used to the damage curve. Anyway, so this place is quite vertical. The way you can find the ladders easily is look for the torches. There are always, or almost always, torches next to the ladders indicating how to get up and down. So that's kind of your tip for navigating Blighttown. Oh, man. And we got hit with a toxic dart, so you can see our toxic bar filled up very quickly. Toxic resistance and poison resistance are actually two separate statistics. Like I said earlier, toxic is much, much, much worse. This is going to be really tricky without a ranged weapon. So here we go. Let's see if we can deal with these guys. Ah, crap. Alright, well, time to use our only blooming purple moss clump. So, those guys use poisonous or toxic darts. So we're going to have to be really, really careful here because I can't really afford to get toxic again. And there's going to be a few more. I forget exactly how many of those little dart thrower guys there are. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. There are a few in here, though, so this is going to be very, very dangerous for me. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, there's two darts coming off to the right. One of the guys fell down there, though, it looks like. Oh, both of them fell down. Which is both good and bad. I don't believe they can hit me now, but that's going to cause different problems if I try to go down. Alright. Lucky for us, when these guys die, they just give you the items, so we don't actually have to pick up the moss clumps from their corpses. Oh boy. Ooh, that was scary. He staggered me. Alright. The other problem down there that you can see are those dogs. So there's 3 or 4 of those dogs down there, and they breathe fire. So they're even tougher to deal with than the poison-inducing dogs, or the bleeding dogs that we ran into back in the lower Undead Berg. There we go. Yeah, so there's a bunch of nasty creatures down there. So I'm probably not going to finish this. By the way, all these little dart blower guys, they're all unique enemies, so the ones that I've killed will stay dead forever. So that is a plus of at least clearing out those couple that I did. We're going to come back later. I don't really want to deal with those guys right now, and the reason we do want to deal with this area in general is because back there behind those 2 dogs, you can see there's a corpse on it with an item. Oh boy, and I'm getting hit. That item right there is another Firekeeper soul, so that would allow us to take our Estus flasks up to +3. Not to mention the fact that dealing with those dart blower guys, in general, just prevents them from being a nuisance, right? They're gone, they don't respawn, we don't have to worry about getting toxic when we're in this area. Whereas, for now, I am going to have to be careful. So I'll probably come back at a later date, hopefully with some sort of ranged attack, because I don't have any right now. Now, hopefully I can just not die. Although I still gotta deal with these spider things. Oh man. What is that, 4 or 5 hits to kill? These guys are tough. Mosquito corpse. Bummer. This is one of my least favorite parts in the game. This is one of the only games where there's a little bit of a geometry bug problem that can actually prevent you from walking across this and will cause you to fall to your death. One of the very, very few places in the game where a death isn't necessarily the fault of the person who's playing. So it looks like I navigated it across this direction just fine. Alright, I'm really glad these maces stagger enemies. That is a fantastic benefit to using these. Alright. Awesome. Another set of armor. Treasure chest. We got a catalyst, which would let us cast sorcery spells, which we're not going to worry about. And a remedy spell, which we can't use. Sorcery. We probably could use it if we had the proper intelligence, but not going to worry about that. So... oh, there's a ladder here. Yeah, so now we're going to explore a little. Looks like there's nothing on this side. Alright, we're going to climb another ladder. And I should probably heal. Oh, before something like that happens. Yeah, everything in Blighttown is super dangerous. That's the fun. It's kind of the point. Yeah, so if we hadn't cleared out some of those little poison dart guys, then they would be able to hit us from where we're at here. So that's a good thing that we did. Let's see what we got over here. Looks like we can't get to the other side of this. There's something making an interesting noise over in that direction, though. I'm sure we'll encounter whatever it is before too long. Alright. Let's head back down here. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to try and cross this tree branch again. This is usually... Yeah, you can see somebody else just died here. Yep, it looks like they ran into the geometry where you just kind of slide and fall off. That's very unfortunate. This is a very, very tricky part of the game. Alright. Slow and steady wins the race. Awesome. That is like the least amount of trouble I've ever had at that part. Okie dokie. So, I believe we can just take the little wheel down. Awesome. Now, the reason that I was so adamant about finding more moss clumps before we came down here... Yeah, and there you can take the elevator back up. That's awesome. The reason I was so adamant about getting the moss clumps before we came here is because all that swamp out there is toxic. Or not toxic, it's poisonous. So you will just gradually become poisoned as you maneuver through it. Also, it is just a very thick, nasty, swampy mess to walk through. So it slows you down tremendously, making it even worse when you get poisoned. Oh, missed. Oh boy. That was almost really bad. Alright. Yeah, so that spiky mountain over there in the distance, and you can see there's a couple of giants holding big old boulders. That's where the boss is for this area. And I believe that's probably going to be the next boss that we fight. For now, there's a bonfire over here that I want to get to, and then we got a little bit of exploring that we're going to do. Exploring is probably going to wait till next time, but we're close to the bonfire, so I'm going to try to get there before I end this video. Yeah, it's right here. That wasn't bad at all. Awesome. Let's see what's back here. Imminent chest. Liar ahead. Imminent amazing chest. Backstepping? Now the question of the hour, do you believe them or not? I say yes. Ooh, a dragon scale. Awesome. Dragon scales are like Titanite. You can use them to upgrade dragon weapons. We don't have any dragon weapons. I'm not planning on using any dragon weapons. Dragon weapons are really, really good at the beginning of the game. They have no stat scaling, so they have like a static amount of power, and that doesn't change as you level up and you gain more strength or dexterity or anything. They always do the same amount of damage. Really awesome when you're really low level. Not so great when you're higher level. At higher levels, weapons will scale with your stats, so much, much, much better to use scaling weapons later rather than dragon weapons. All right, that was a fun little trip. So next time we go out there and we explore the swamp. I'll talk to you later.